All right, so we are going to do a yin yoga sequence today that is hopefully going to help you relax. It's actually very good to do that sequence before you go to bed. You can do it on the bed because, as you will see in a second, it's not really challenging. But we're gonna start by taking a very deep breath in, sitting cross-legged, fully exhale, and then keeping our hands on our knees. We're gonna start sinking down, bending our elbows ever so slightly as our body moves down. Our goal is to get our face as close to our ankles as possible. As you move down, let your hands slide off of your knees. Feel the nice stretch in your back. Even though you're all scrunched up, try to take deep breaths here. And once you feel a nice stretch in your lower back, we're going to take our hands, stretch our arms forward, put our palms on the ground. Let our head sink in between our shoulders. Try to consciously relax our shoulders. And just keep breathing here. There is nothing to do, nowhere to be for just this moment. And we're going to start counting our breaths from 10 back to 1. And once we are done with our 10 breaths, we're going to slowly come up. And I'm now done with my 10 breaths. So I'm going to start very slowly to come up until I'm in the upright position. I'm going to stay very still for a second to let my blood come back from my head to the rest of my body. And as I'm sitting cross-legged, I'm going to keep one of my legs bent and straighten the other one so that my bent leg is in my groin. And for starters, I'm just going to turn my torso ever so slightly towards my straight leg and start patting it, trying to find the farthest point that is comfortable. Maybe it's your ankle today, maybe it's the sole of your foot. I'm gonna grab my leg there, wherever it is, and I'm gonna stay bent, sinking low, low, and low. Don't attempt to go into the bend all the way right away. The gravity is gonna do the work for you. Let your shoulders relax. Don't resist gravity. Feel your straight leg stretching and straightening. And soon enough, your lower back is going to tell you that you're in your lowest position for the day. And from here on, we're going to start counting our breaths backwards from 10 to 1. And once we get to 1, we're going to slowly come back up. I've done my 10. So again, very slowly, I'm going to come up. Keep my bent leg bent. Keep my straight leg straight, but I'm going to move my straight leg to the back so I can get into the pigeon pose. Let's spend as much time as we need getting comfortable in the pigeon pose. Let's make sure that our back leg is as straight as possible. Feel the nice stretch in your lower back. And now, what we're going to start doing, we're going to stop holding the pose. We're going to stop actively being upright. You would see that what gravity does, it lets you slip onto your bent hip. And once you're there on the ground on your bent hip, take as much time as you need. I did it very fast right now, but maybe you're much tenser than I am today. Once I'm there on my bent hip, I'm gonna get down on my forearms, put my face as close to my front knee as possible. And I'm gonna stay here in this comfortable pose for 10 breaths. Notice your breaths actually becoming slower. It's a great thing. I've done my 10. So I'm gonna come back up. Make sure that I'm supporting myself with my hands. And now I'm gonna bend my back leg so that I'm standing on 2 knees. One is in the front, another one is in the back. And after that, I'm gonna start getting up and coming into the dragon pose. My front leg is gonna be bent. With my back leg, I have two options here. I can keep it bent, or I can start straightening it to make sure that my hips are absolutely open here. I'm gonna stay here until I feel good warmth in my groin on the side of my back leg, until I feel a good stretch in my groin on the side of my front leg. And then I'm gonna try and get onto my forearms to even deepen the stretch. Let your hand hang down low. And because this is a challenging pose for a lot of people, we're just gonna stay here for as long as you feel comfortable. We're not gonna count the breaths, but if you'd like, try to do at least 10. And we're gonna come back up and swing our body to the back. Straighten our front leg. And come up to the monkey pose. And spend some time in here with our front leg straight. Supporting ourselves with our hands. Again, this can get uncomfortable if your knees are sore. So stay in this pose for however long is comfortable. But if you're counting your breaths, 12 breaths is around 1 minute. If you're breathing relatively slow. And after that, we're going to bend our front leg and turn toward the front. Come to our hands and knees. And from there, we're going to swing back and come to the child pose. Sitting on our heels, arms straight. Let yourself sink into that pose. And at least 10 more breaths here. I've done my 10. I'm going to come back to my hands and knees. And I'm going to sit on my bottom and come to the staff pose. Make sure that my back is straight. Start patting myself gently on the legs. Again, looking for a comfortable farthest point. Is it my ankles today? Is it my toes? Find the one that you feel most comfortable in today. Grab your legs there, or maybe it's your feet. And then let your head sink in between your shoulders. And we're going to start breathing there, feeling our back stretching, feeling our shoulders relaxing, feeling the gravity pulling us deeper and deeper into the pose. And once your face is comfortably close to your knees, without any pull in your back, that's uncomfortable, we're going to start counting the breaths. Do 10 and then come up. I'm coming back up here. I'm going to remember which leg I have not yet put into my groin. I'm going to bend it, put it into my groin, and we're going to do all of the sequence on the other side again. First, we're going to turn our torso ever so slightly towards our leg that is straight right now. Find a comfortable position where we can grab our foot or our ankle. Put our face as close to our knee as possible. And we're going to start breathing here. Nothing to do, nowhere to be. Just here, feeling the body stretch. Feeling the warmth in the straight leg and in the lower back. And in a second, we're going to start counting our breaths and come up after the 10 breaths. So I'm going to slowly come up. Keep my bent leg bent. Keep my straight leg straight. And move my straight leg toward the side and then towards the back so that I can get into the pigeon pose. I'm going to spend as much time as I need getting comfortable in the pigeon pose, making sure that my back leg is as straight as possible. And then afterwards, I'm just going to let my body stop holding the pose and start lowering onto my hip that is bent until I'm here with half my buttocks on the ground. And after that, I'm going to get on my forearms, get my face as close to my front knee as possible, and spend some time in this super cozy pose. We're going to keep breathing. And in a moment, we're going to start counting our breaths and come back to our upright position. after 10. I've done my 10. I'm coming up. I'll make sure that I'm supported by my hands. I'm gonna start bending my back leg so that I'm on both of my knees. One is in the front, another one is in the back. And after that, I'm gonna sway back, put a lot of weight on my back knee, and my front leg, I'm gonna bend and come to the dragon. Again, here you have two options. You can keep your back leg fully bent, or you can deepen your stretch by coming slightly forward and straightening your back leg. Do whatever you need. We're gonna feel the warmth in our groin as we're going deeper into the stretch. And once you feel warm enough there, you can get down on your forearms to deepen the stretch even more. And because this is a challenging pose, we're not going to count breaths. We're just going to stay here for as long as it feels comfortable. We're going to stay here. And after that, we're going to come back to our hands, sway back a little bit again, and straighten our front leg, coming into the monkey pose. And hang there in the monkey pose for however long is comfortable. Watch your front knee. It's going to be the first thing to tell you that you're done with the monkey for the day. Just be mindful of of what your body wants. I'm going to take a couple more breaths here. And I'm going to start turning my torso so that I am on my hands and knees again. And from here, I'll make sure that my hands are supporting me very well, because I'm going to start spreading my knees as wide as they would allow me today. At the same time, I'm going to start putting my heels closer to one another. You should feel a good stretch in your groin, but no pain. If it's painful, pull your knees closer together. And after you've found a comfortable position for your knees and feet, we're going to get down on our forearms, making sure that our elbows are pointing to the side. And we're going to lower our chest to the ground. You can put your you can put your elbows as far apart as possible. You can put your forehead on the arms if that feels comfortable. And we're now in the butterfly pose, where we're going to spend as much time as we need, or as little time as we need. Listen to your body. Feel your hips opening Feel your shoulders relaxing as you sink deeper and deeper into the pose. Try to focus completely on the sensations in your body. What are you feeling now? Note the sensations, but don't go with them. Just try to be someone who perceives all of that. And in a moment, we're going to start counting breaths. We're going to do 10 and slowly come out of the pose by first getting back on our hands. And only then are we going to start putting our knees back together. So let's start breathing. 10. I've done my 10. So I'm going to start slowly lifting my body up and back to my hands. Walk my hands back to my torso. And only then am I going to start putting my knees together. And here I can come back to the rock pose. Take a deep breath in. And thank you for doing the yin sequence with me. Namaste.